Hey everybody, coming at you from out in the wilderness. Now, this is a place I have never been before, and I had time today, so I thought I wanted to come out here and kind of take a look at the terrain and see what it looked like to see if it was even worth, coming out here for camping. Because during the summer, they keep the river levels up. The dam down in Alabama regulates our river levels, and during the winter they drop it 3 to 5 feet. So a lot of this area is dry during the winter, and a lot of it's underwater in the summer. So now's a good time to come look. And there's a few other things that I'm going to go over in this video after we kind of take a look around. And one of them is this tactical vest I'm wearing. A lot of times I have ideas for videos, and then there's other times that I get so many questions and comments about certain things that I'll do a video to cover it, okay? And I'll get into that later, the questions and comments on back problems and tactical vest. So to start with, y'all just kind of hang out with me and y'all enjoy the scenery here for a minute. And we're going to have a look around at this place. Now, to start with, you can see, I think you can see over there, pretty much everything is vines and heavy brush. And there's thorns everywhere out here. This is a very thick, full place. And there's not a lot of small trees, but there is a lot of large, old trees. And I gotta be careful, there's a lot of widow makers out here. Look, I see one right. Right there, see the top of that tree right there? That thing is in terrible shape. That is one you would not want to camp under. So when you're in an area like this, you want to kind of pay attention on that kind of stuff. So let's walk a few feet forward and take another look. So as you can see up in there, here's the creek. You can see how deep it is. And you can just barely see a little bit of water flowing there. That big tree, got another big tree. So even when you had tons of water in here, I don't know if this would be passable or not. There's a big old hunk of water right there. I'm gonna try to walk across this tree here, and then there's a confluence right there going around with another tree going over it. I think I'm gonna try to walk over both of them. Well, now, that's kind of a good indicator of how this vest works whenever you're climbing down, climbing across, and climbing up. Everything felt more balanced than a backpack. So, let's head across this log here. Alright, now this is what the majority of it looks like right here. And see all that mud on that tree? I don't know if that mud's from flooding or splashing or what, but everything here looks kind of muddy. And there's some huge trees here. Let's try to go through here. I honestly think, since this is a floodplain, I don't think, there ain't been a lot of people here. Boy, that's a big old rotten old tree. Look at that up there. Look at that tree. That's been there forever. Alright, let's go further into here. Now it looks like it's starting to open up a little bit. This may be promising. Oh, it's a trail. Look down through there. Wonder where this trail. Yeah, this is a trail. Let's follow this. See where it goes. Now it's starting to open up a little bit more. Let's stop here a minute and scan. Now look at that. I think That's my camping spot. I think I like that. All right, I'm gonna pan around. It's kind of an open area right here. Now this I like, and I'm gonna tell you why when we get there. Oh, look at that. You're looking at, can y'all see that? This isn't even connected to the creek here. This is like part of a lake, and there's a little bit of water in there. You could walk down there if you had to. Look, let's go up in here for a minute. Oh man, I love it in here. Look up inside there. This is my spot. There's just something about this that calls me. Let's set the tripod up. Have a look. Okay, now the first thing that you want to do, let's have a look at all the trees. That's a pine tree. It's plenty healthy. We've got little bitty trees over there. That tree right over there is perfectly healthy. There's another pine tree. There's another pine tree. This is fantastic, and there's a bunch of little bitty trees right there. Now see right over here, right under where that is, there's some grass right under there. I could either set up over there. I don't really want to set up on this trail, I don't think. But tucked back over in that corner, or even maybe even tucked under that tree, because all of those are healthy. Matter of fact, you could take rope and you could weave rope around the three at the bottom and lay on that, and it'd get you about a foot off the ground. There's another area off in the distance I see. I like this. Now let's go over here and look. There's a cliff over here. Sun may be blinding the camera. Let's go over here and take a peek. If I can see. Check that out. There's a massive drop off right there. Huge drop off of about 10 feet down to that water. And I'm not in the mood to get muddy today, so I'm not going to follow that waterway. But wetlands are always cool. Might even be like a, if that's connected to the river, that could be a private little fishing hole for summertime. Now I can't hardly see anything. Okay, now I can. I got my sunshade on. Now where I'm pointing right over there is where that cliff was with that little bitty wet part. And then it goes down deep, and I walked along over here, and I come over here, and check it out. There is a little lake here. And see those walls over there? I don't know if you can see or not, but it's a very steep drop off. Now this would be the kind of place that what you would want to do is if you have a steep drop off right here, what you want to do is you want to take a shovel, take your little pack shovel, and the way to get down here is you would want to just dig in and shovel you some steps down to the water. Because this is such a steep drop off here, this would be really bad. Or maybe even connect a rope. But this is very cool. I didn't know there was a lake back here. This is awesome. If you had to, you could go down in there in some of them trees there and set up a hammock. All right, let's walk over here into this clearing where it's shade, where I can see the camera, and then we're going to talk about this video. Now, let's walk over in here into this area. Now, something is telling me, ooh, thorns. I hate thorns. I hate thorns. I hate them. Now, something's telling me that this area, the area that we had to come through to get here was nothing but giant oaks and hickories and things and ash that looked like it had been there forever. And there are no big trees here, and there are no dead trees here, so I think this place has been cleared out within the last 50 years. See, all the trees are alive. And see, right now it's fall, and we've got all those really cool orange-red looking things. And there's a cedar. There's grass growing down here. Look, there's an evergreen. There's grass all inside those trees. This is a very lush place. I'm very impressed. Look, there's our spot. We're going to set up right here under this evergreen. We're going to talk about this this pack. Okay. Man, this is just a beautiful place here, and I can't believe it's connected to such a dead, muddy area. But this is just, This is cool. It's just full of life. You can even hear birds singing, and you don't hardly ever hear birds. I didn't hear any birds over in that other area. I guess because the trees were so dead, maybe they didn't want to be over there. But anyway, okay, now for the nuts and bolts of the video after we've taken a little tour. This, it's easy down here. All right, man, this is a great place to film because I can see there's no glare. This is a Rothco tactical vest, okay? Now, it comes from the factory with this pouch, these 3 pouches, this pouch, and this pouch. All 3 of these are connected. There's nothing you can do about it. This is a diagonal MOLLE webbing section, and normally you can put anything you want here, but normally this is what's called a cross-draw vest for paintballers. That way you'll have your holster here, and you can pull your paintball out right here and do your paintball stuff. So this is not a military item, it's aftermarket, even though it is UCP, Universal Camouflage Pattern. You can see it on the back there. Now I've added some stuff in the back. Now the whole idea behind this is there's some people that are saying that I have back and hip problems, and I have trouble wearing a backpack. I've tried different backpacks, I can't wear them. Well, I've always suggested to them, try a vest. Because with a vest, especially, now I've got some civilian vests, and they're pretty good, and I've got some duck vests, but the problem with this is they don't have a bunch of MOLLE attachments, a bunch of webbing, okay? This thing has it to where, now you don't have much choice over these 3, but you can use these. I mean, these can be put to use for something. This is plenty big enough, and I'm going to show you some of this about some of these other items here. But with the back, you can add pouches. Now I've added pouches, and so I'm going to talk about that too, okay? But what it is the more weight you put on the front of it, the more it balances out the weight on the back. See what I'm saying? And it's like in the front right here, I have a canteen. Inside here, there's a canteen and a cup, all right? And that weight hanging off the front, so there's a cup inside it. There's a cup and a full canteen. Now, I'm not real sure, but it would have been nice if there was a way of putting a canteen over here, put 2 on the front, because on the LBV, a load-bearing vest, I like having both canteens on the front because it kind of balances out the back. Now, the zipper is one thing that I hate about this thing. This zipper is a piece of junk because you can zip it up, and then it'll start to come undone at the bottom. And then when it does, you have to force the zipper down to get it back open. Otherwise, you'll be trapped in it, which is horrible. So I just use these Fastex buckles here. Okay, there's 2 of them. And it also allows it for, if it doesn't fit right, you can put it on. Now down at the bottom, it has a pistol belt. But it sure is low. Look how low that thing is. It takes some getting used to, but actually, if you want to attach a machete to it, it'll be hanging way down, and it won't be up here when your arm is swinging, which is kind of an advantage. But I have never seen a pistol belt this low. See where my hands land? You can just do this whenever you're wearing a pistol belt. You can see this thing right here is pretty much level with this right here. All right. So let's take this off and lay it on the ground so that you can look at the contents of it, and we can get a better idea of what can fit in here and what you can do with it, and what I did to this one to make it a little bit more usable. Because like I said, when I walked in, I'm perfectly comfortable. This weight's balanced. All right, so let's lay it on the ground and take a look. Now see, squatting down is a nightmare because this thing, the way I just squatted down like that, this belt is so low, it's bothering me. But now it's got some clips here that you could, it's got some Velcro clips here where you can remove the belt if you don't want it. But see, with it open like that, okay, now I feel a little bit more freer now the way I'm squatting down. All right, so let's take this thing off. I'm gonna lay it on the ground. Let's have a look at it. Now it's got mesh on the inside, which would be handy for if it was in the, there's no pockets on the inside though, but it's all mesh, and I think that would be handy if it was in the summertime. So let's lay this thing down this way. I may have to adjust the camera. See the camera now, and I think, yeah, I think I got it all in. Yeah, I got it all in shot. Okay. Now, first off, what this is, these are some bungee cords that I always use, and I've connected them to the bottom, and I've connected them to the top, to this little pouch. Let's go ahead and take these things off so we can look at them. Now this, okay, the vest has the MOLLE webbing, and it's got, this thing will come undone so that you can adjust the height of it. Now, I've got this thing adjusted all the way up, so this is really not for a short person. Now this bag right here didn't come with it. This little bag here is called a deployment bag, all right? You can put it, it's got MOLLE webbing on the back side of it, all right? And you strap it on, and I could have strapped it up even higher so that I had more room in the middle right here. Now, this thing has got a handle so that you can just carry it like a little pouch. And then what you do is you can unstrip it from here, and that's a good place right there where you can hang your machete, you know, instead of having it on the pistol belt where it's hanging down low and flopping. Now, it was flopping, I mean, it would have been flopping in the area that I just walked through. So what I would do is when I get into a clearing, then I can take it off and I can attach it to the pistol belt if I want to. Now, this thing here, it's got a little MOLLE webbing on the outside, and it's got a pouch right here. Let's open this up. See, it's got a pouch right here, and that's like my ground cloth where I put everything. I may need that to keep from losing stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and open this thing up right here because you got a nice spot for, I'm gonna lay things there when I pull them out. All right. So now on the inside, I can't remember what's on the inside of this. This is a large pouch. Okay, I got some paracord and some other items in here. And then you got the little pouches on the side. It's got the MOLLE webbing. Now remember that I added, that's called a deployment bag. Now when you come down here, this is you can unclick these things. This is homemade, okay? This is a bag. I just happened to get some ACU, well, they call this Army Combat Uniform, but the technical term is UCP, Universal Camouflage Pattern. But anyway, this thing right here, I made this bag that you can put a poncho liner in it so that you can carry that and have something to lay on. Or if you had a small enough sleeping bag, you could probably put it in there. But this is a MOLLE waist pouch. Okay, and it comes with, it's got MOLLE webbing on the back side. Can you see that right there? Now stuffed inside, this has its own belt. This is a waist pouch. It comes with or a fanny pack. And it comes with a belt built in. And all you got to do is slide it down inside this little pouch right here. And then you can just use the MOLLE webbing to attach it to the bottom of this thing. And then you can adjust these out, and that's how I put the pouch in. And there is plenty of room in here for everything that you need. You know, there's a pouch right there, and then here's another big pouch. There's a bunch of paracord in there. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So, anyway. Oh, yeah, and I brought the paracord because I want to show you something. Let me pull out a pouch. I had another video planned. Let's pull out a piece of this. This was the other thing that I was asked. Let's pull out two of these and let's put this back in. Let's zip this back up. Oh, wait a minute, okay, I got the paracord. Let's put that over there. Now I'm going to, let's flip it over and take a look at the front. This thing, you can see this is nothing but all MOLLE straps on the back. So you can attach whatever you want, okay? Now, let's flip this, and it's got a handle where you can carry it. Okay, so let's flip this thing over and take a look on the front here. Now, this is a rather large pouch on the front, and it's even got Velcro so you can put on it. And that's a good place to where, like, you can keep a compass or a whistle or whatever, or your fire kit even. Now, this is you can't take this off. It's on there. Now, this thing is cool right here because what you do with it is, I think this may be for your magazines or your paintball cartridges or something, I'm not sure. But these things right here, they've got the Velcro on them. And as you can see, you can have a full shelter building kit right here in the front. Because see right here, I have this is the largest multi-tool that I own. Multi-tools are always handy. This is a Gerber something, I think. But anyway, I've got some small multi-tools, but that one's a big one right there. Oh, it's a radius. It's a Gerber radius. All right, so that fits in there with plenty of room to spare. And then in here, I have a Sierra saw, and everybody knows that saws are handy, a folding saw. So got plenty of room in there for that. And that Sierra saw is the same size as a Baco Laplander, so you'll have no problem putting that in there. And then I have a Mora Garberg in there, and what I can do with it is once I pull it out, I can wear it as a neck knife if I want to, or it's got the belt loop. All right, but either way, the more stuff, you know, a lot of people could be like, why don't you strap this to your belt, or why don't you put it into the main part of the pack? Well, if it's on the front right here, these are easy access for, like, if you're on the trail and you want to collect something. I don't know, something for making a bow drill or a certain type of plant or a weed or whatever. You've got all of your tools here handy right in the front. And this weight helps offset the weight of the back. Now over here on this side, I haven't quite figured it out, but this is, like I said, the canteen pouch where you've got your canteen and your cup in it. And it's got two pouches on each side. And then here's another pouch over here that's similar to those, but this thing is a Molly pouch. Matter of fact, look at that. It's got a thing on it. It says Molly 2 M4 2 mag pouch. Okay, so that's the actual name on it there. But this is, I've got room over here that if you wanted to put a bigger pouch over here, you could. And I didn't put anything in there, but I've got a fishing kit small enough that fits in there. Now, these three little things, I'm not real sure what they're for. They must be directed towards paintball, but if you was a survivalist, you could put in a lighter, and a ferro rod. That way you would have your fire, your backup to your fire, and your backup to your backup. See, ain't that cool? All right, so let's go on to this one other thing that I was going to talk about. Now, I had a bunch of paracord packed in that bottom pouch because I was going to do a video on, but I'm going to do it later on. There's a way of making a paracord when you're out in the woods, especially whenever the trees are real small and spaced together. There's a way of making a paracord seat and a paracord table and a paracord bed out of all nothing but paracord. Now, people that are used to watching my videos, they'll see that what I do is I always have my paracord pre-wound up in little hanks. I've got like 12-foot hanks, 24-foot hanks, and 50-foot hanks. Generally, I don't carry 100-foot hanks. 50-foot hanks is as large as I go. And what I do is I prepare them and I burn the ends so that they're sealed up good. That way this paracord will give me pretty much years and years and years of use. Now, I don't understand, maybe it's beginners, I don't know, but some people will take a whole roll of 300 foot of paracord and throw it in their pack and go out in their woods and take their knife and cut off pieces and do their thing as they go. Well, if you do that, the paracord's just going to shred, it's going to fall apart, it ain't going to be very good. So what I do is I cut it into lengths, I burn the ends, and I set it up to where I can hold it and it feeds out. That way as I'm doing my projects, I can feed out and it won't be all tangled up. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do that. The only tangle is at the very end, and that's the way I lock it into place. Okay. So let's get you down on the ground and I'm going to show you how I do it at camp. I have a jig for at home, but I'll show you how I do it here at camp. Like if I want to, instead of throwing everything into a big pile, if I've got time, I'll wind it back up. All right. All right, first thing you want to do is you want to get you a little green stick like this, okay? Not a dried one. And you want to clear off all the branches on it. You want to get it good and smooth to where it won't snag. And then you're going to sharpen each end. Now you're sharpening so that you can stab it in the ground. Just like that. And then you want to cut it pretty much right in the center. Make a little notch and cut it just like that. See now you got two pieces that you can stab in the ground. All right. What you want to do with the sticks now, so here's another hank that I'd already hanked up. So what you want to do is you want to put them together about maybe, about that far apart. All right. Now, here's the thing. This is for 24 feet, all right? I mean 12 feet. Now, if you had 24 feet, you might want to come out a little bit further. And then for 50 feet, you want to maybe come out to a hair because you got so much more cordage. All right, so let's take this, and what you want to do, look at that. See, I reached down and grabbed it, and it turned itself into a knot. So what you want to do is you want to take and you want to lay it like this, just like that. And you want to have a little tail here, okay? You're going to hold it down. You're going to go around it just like this. Now, if you just went round and round and round, it would tangle up. So what you want to do is you want to figure 8 it, just like that. See how I'm figure 8ing it? Just like that. It doesn't matter what length it is, that's how you're going to do it. Just like that. All right, now when you've got this tail like this right here, what you want to do now, let's pull these gloves off, get a little bit easier. What you want to do now is you want to pull, well, let's see if we can get one more out of it. Yeah, we can get one more out of it. That's kind of a short tail, but you're going to get the basic idea. You just slide it off like that, and then you take that tail, okay, that's just how I pulled it off, and you want to wrap that tail around. Now see, that's not long enough, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the way it was. Alright, what you want to do now is take that, and you want to drop it down to where the loop is coming from this end here, not from here, because where it's coming from, you want it to cross. You're holding on and you want it to cross over itself just like that multiple times. Okay, now what you do is then you slide them all together just like that, and then you take it and then you just simply tuck it under one time. See, that's where the knot at the end comes from. So you just give that a pull. I got a piece of pine straw in there. And see, now what that is you can carry this or you can throw it into a bag, and it's a neat little way of having it to where you can just grab it and you just pull it out like that. Well, I got phone signal. Hold on, let me answer the phone. All right, I hope I'm getting this on camera now, but I got to wrap things up and head on home. And I'm going to show you real quick what I want to do here. So I'm going to put this on here and clip that on. Now see, the fact that this is a smushy pouch, because it has a poncho liner in it, this is kind of smushing itself in. It's going to lock itself in. Now this machete's kind of neat because it's got a pouch here for a diamond sharpener and a ferro rod. And the fact that it's got a pouch here, it has a place here to kind of keep this from moving. So what we're going to do, clip that on there, and you can give it a little bit of a pull. And see, that thing's locked into place and it ain't going to go nowhere. All right. So now I'm ready. Oh, I'm going to show you one more thing with these bungee cords right here. Those are good for strapping anything across the outside, like something bulky but lightweight. You could put a sleeping bag right here in between these two, and then put these bungee cords on, and it'll secure it into place. So see, that's yet another advantage of this vest. It's very easy to pick up off the ground and put back on. Alright, now here's another good advantage of this thing, this vest, and having these things here, is what you can do. Alright, you can take the vest, and it has these clips on it. And you can either use these clips, but if you got a ton of weight, what I like to do is I like to just put this, let's see, put a bungee cord on one end, like this, and run this around a couple of times. Flip that on so you see. Am I getting that on camera? Yeah, I can't tell. There's that dreaded glare. And then the other thing you can do is take this, put this on, alright, now there you go, right there, see? When I'm at camp now, alright, now I can see. Hey, get off me. Alright, now when you're at camp, this thing ain't on the ground where all the spiders and things can crawl into it, or where if it's a muddy ground you got to sit there, or if you're in some place like in wetlands, you've got this thing strapped up to the tree, and you've got full access to everything that you need, every little thing that you just want to get at right here. Use that, use this, get into here, get into here, get into there, pull your machete off. As a matter of fact, yeah, this could be like kind of like your base area for your tools. On this side, you just fold this out and there's all of your tools, your saw and everything. That way, you don't have to lay anything on the ground. Everything has a place. You've got, this is like a work center at your camp, okay? And this, if you had to, you could bring a carabiner and you could hang your machete sheath up right here. See, there just happens to be a branch here, so you can hang your machete from right there and have the sheath handy, the way you won't have to lay your machete on the ground when you're not using it. Let's have a look here on the back side. That might even fit all the way around that tree. See, you can secure it to a tree. Look at that. It's pretty close. But you can pull this vest through here. Well, the canteen doesn't want to fit. Yeah, that buckle. There you go. But then look, you can use this and click that and click that. See, now you've got it even more secure, because on the front side of this thing, you've got your pouches, and then over here you've got your tool center on the back side, and then you've got access for your canteen, and you've got this pouch. And see, it's just no more laying anything on the ground. Especially, this is great for like if you've got a bivy sack, and a bivy sack will fit inside that waist pouch perfectly. And then you've got the extra pouch for the poncho liner. So you could have a bivy sack on the ground with your whoopee in it, and all these tools and implements and things you're using, instead of not having a tent to put them in, or not having them laying all over the ground, you've got a work center. Ain't that cool? Ready to go. Now that is an absolutely stunning area. I love it. Absolutely love it. I think whenever I get time, I'm gonna come back and what I may do, I might actually bring a tent. You know, just for whenever I have time off. Of course, I never film tents. Look at that, that's perfect. There's another spot I like. Right behind me is the wetlands, and right over here you see these maze of trees. This maze of all these trees back here is perfect for a rope bed. because this is what you want. All these little trees right here that are close together, you can just weave a maze of rope or possibly even paracord. Down there in that little hole right there, there's a bunch of little bitty trees growing right in there too. So, you know, for your bushcrafter survivalist camper that likes rope beds, this place is a paradise. Well, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. I just kind of wanted to walk around and check out this area, see what it looked like. And I pretty much found out this is a very nice area. And the beauty of the fact is also the fact that there's no deer hunters out here, which is great. Because it's just, I don't know, it's not possible. And I don't think, if people have been out here, it's been a long time ago. Alright, now if I can find that creek, I can get out of here. I gotta go. Found my way out. Look at that. If you was in a survival situation, this thing would be a lifesaver. If somebody hadn't shot a hole in it. Still pretty solid. Wonder how old that is. Hope you had fun. Maybe I've helped you out with the tactical vest a little bit. Maybe you want to give it a try. Oh, real quick. Oh, good thing I'm back. This thing, you can look at them on the internet for the Rothco vest, and they list for like 120, but they're on sale for like 60 to 70. Well, I bought this at an estate sale for 20 bucks without the pouches. So that ain't bad right there. I like it except for the zipper. Zipper's terrible. I think I'm gonna remove it and put Velcro. So, all right, once again, gotta go. Hope you had fun. And until the next one, y'all get out and enjoy life, have fun. Comments and questions are welcome. I always try to answer them, and we shall. See you in the next one.